Hey guys, I wanted to make a video about how I made my own sheaves for a Catalina 22 Traveler. It wasn't all that complicated and sort of a fun project, so I'll just run through all the things I bought to do it and all the tools I used. This might be more than one part series, so let me get started. First thing I got was a 12-inch piece of polypropylene round rod. It's 1 inch in diameter. The second thing I bought was a hot store mini lathe made in China from Amazon. See that? And the third thing I bought was a Windsor Design 5-piece wood carving set from Harbor Freight. The last thing you need, well, the last two things you need is a T-nut. That's a 3/4 inch T-nut. And this was the old Traveler off the Catalina 1982 Catalina 22. And I also downloaded the pictures that the Stingy Sailor had for the dimensions of the 3 nuts, and they're also on his website. And I printed the pictures, and then I cut out the templates to carve the new sheaves. And so here is the hot store mini lathe setup. Let's see, the sun is, maybe it's better with the lights off. Okay, better, maybe better with the lights off, maybe better with the lights on. I can't tell. If you can see the sheaves, that's what they look like. When you turn on the lathe, I guess the only thing I would modify on my, and I might modify it because I still have some more things to make, is the tool rest isn't close enough to the polypropylene bar. It works, but it should be closer, and it just doesn't work that way. But I'm going to work on that. So the difficulty was finding the way to attach the bar to the lathe, and what I used was, let's see if you get a better picture of this. I mounted, there it is, I mounted the T-nut. I cut off the tabs of the T-nut and made it flat, and then mounted it, centered it and mounted it with 3 small screws to the polypropylene bar, which gave me a very secure contact point and attachment point to the lathe. And then centered, just put a center point. Oh fuck, it's too hard. Oh fuck. A center point to put the little end of the other spindle on. I have to knock this thing off, it's too tight. And that's how you do it. So then I laid out the sheaves, the dimensions on the sheaves. So I got one of those. I got 2 of these done in this little piece. I didn't make the bar too long because I was afraid of the spinning of it, that it wasn't going to be accurate and I'd start getting some difficulties. So I got 2 of these sheaves, which are the main Traveler, and then I had enough room to do one more small one. And I was going to do another one, but I decided I'd just do another bar, make another piece, because I only need one more. 2 of those, 2 of these, 2 of these, and I think I need 2 of those. So I need to make 2 more. 2 more of the very small ones. Yes. Yeah, these are for the, I forget what these are, traveling on the rack. on the bar. This is up on top, and these two are the small ones where the rope goes through. Anyway, one of the things you have to make sure you do is, so the hot store came with a crappy set of chisels, but they're not all that bad. I heat treated them and tempered them so they're a little bit stronger, and then you have to sharpen them too. The Windsor tool set was much better, and again, this stuff will dull the blades fairly quickly, so I sharpen them a lot, and it just takes a little bit of practice. You mark out the dimensions with a permanent tip marker, and I just showed you how I'd done that with the if I was going to try to do another one of these, the smallest of the sheaves. I guess if you had other projects with sheaves too, or sort of circular pieces, you could use the same idea. And then it's just a matter of playing with the lathe and getting used to lathing. This stuff is not so bad to do. It's not quite like wood, but it's not all that bad. It actually makes it fairly clean. You really can't see that, a fairly clean. See how close I can get. I don't know if I can set this thing. Yeah, it makes a fairly clean cut. So then I'll take this back to my chop saw, and I'll just cut the pieces out of it, which I haven't done yet, but I'll make a new video, another video when I'm doing that. So that's the first part. I didn't want to make this too long because I just went through all the tools. And then I was using two set of files. As you get close to the dimensions you want and the shape you want, then you can use rasps and straight files to smooth off the polypropylene. And of course a caliper really helps get the dimensions down of the sheaves. And you just take the dimensions off here, and then you can do it. It really, once I got started and got good, it probably only took me about 10 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes at the most to make each one of these. There's the Traveler. I think I showed you that picture earlier. And these are the old sheaves, and it's missing 1, 2, 3, and the old ones are all sort of trashed. So, hope to be able to do that today because I'm going up to the boat and like to put it back together. Okay, I'll make another video when I got things cut up and mounted. And yeah, the one other thing I did, I haven't done this yet, so I mounted the T-nut on a piece of 1/4 inch threaded rod and cut it off, and then this one's loose. You just need to loosen this thing. That goes. And loosen this thing. There it goes. And to help center this, you see there's a 1/4 inch rod, and there's a better picture of the T-nut. Yeah, there it goes. On the 1/4 inch rod. This is also threaded in, so it obviously will come out. And then I pointed it so I could center, double center, had a double check on centering the T-nut into the rod. So I kept it like this so I could put the chop saw on it and try to cut these pieces out of it. I didn't want to do it one at a time. I wanted to take it out of the lathe. Yeah, maybe that's a better picture of how this looks. Yeah, better background. It's actually, it was sitting in the lathe like this, spinning like that. Pretty cool. Pretty fun. Okay, bye. Hope that helps.